So Dina, you and I have known each other for a long time now, since the start of the company almost. I was wondering if you could share with me what was the original purpose of why you started the company? Like what was that problem statement? And given all of this change with AI and the rapid pace that we're seeing companies evolve, does your original vision hold true? Does it excite you? Does it what?
Looking back 5 years ago, what struck me really was the fact that recruiter who was filling a job, he was opening the ATS, looking at hundreds and thousands of records, and then opening a sidebar with LinkedIn and doing the search. And for me, it was illogical why a recruiter who has such a vast asset and a very powerful tool as a database would go to LinkedIn and start sourcing from scratch. So it made me realize that the problem is somewhere below the usability of the ATS and CRM. It's probably like a fundamental issue with the trust to the ATS. And when we started researching the space, even before PitchMe was born, we came up with the root cause of this issue is a static profile of an individual known as a CV that is getting amended for every open role, just filling in these keywords which are going to increase your chances to be shortlisted by a recruiter, but it didn't really help a candidate to tell the story. Neither did it help a recruiter to read between the lines and place a relevant person in front of the relevant position. So it's all started there, and the mission haven't changed. However, the purpose had changed slightly. So there is no recruiter who would love to give away an interview process, right? You don't start a job as a recruiter if you hate talking to people. But you would really love to give away quite a lot of manual tasks, which is updating records, making sure that they're up to date, searching new candidates and pulling them back into your ATS or CRM. And this is what AI now really helps to do. And not just taking away that manual process, but it actually helps to see between the lines or to see the bigger picture about an individual. So the purpose of PitchMe is to bring AI and actually humanize that manual routine process of screening, shortlisting, matching, and shortlisting for a role. So we see happy faces of recruiters who are happily giving that away to the tools like PitchMe or any other automation, and rather having a very meaningful conversation with candidates, knowing way more that they knew about them by reading just a simple A4 paper. So for me, it's a huge privilege to see not only that we change lives of recruiters, but we actually change lives of candidates because it has a huge impact on them. They are not impersonalized. They are actually way more seen and heard than they were before because we help to tell them the story to a recruiter.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful. Like I remember sitting with recruiters and literally watching them as they were interviewing somebody sitting in a chair, much like you and I are. The candidate would be talking and the recruiter's just staring at the screen and typing it in. And to bring that human element back is so powerful. I'm wondering, and I've heard you speak about this a little bit of, so our core enrichment platform, we help, bring contact information, email address, phone numbers, skills, licenses, certifications, and what have you. Is there anything that excites you about the next frontier of where this could head and how you can even bring more human elements into both the recruiter and talent process?
So this year, PitchMe went beyond what we have been initially working with, such as standard fields as location, job title, employer, and contacts. We started doing what we call social listening. So we are looking for personal traits such as anniversaries, birthdays, new kids, new puppies, or new hobbies, or new adventures that we actually are also feeding back into the CRM and create this live data trigger and live update for a recruiter. So you as a candidate, I'm pretty sure you would appreciate if someone would actually congratulate you on your birthday, not only your bank, but perhaps a recruiter who placed you a couple of years ago into this position, or a recruiter who you had been in touch a couple of years ago, but you didn't end up working together. I think this element of going beyond your just professional experience and your professional traits help to create that human touch, and they creates a lot of human perspective. And what we hear a lot about from recruiters who actually inspired us to go beyond just traditional data enrichment is that it helps them a lot to build those meaningful connections, because at the end of the day, they are not placing functions, they are placing people, and they want to see beyond standard fields that had been updated by PitchMe even successfully. They want to see beyond that standard fields.
I like that. You're not placing functions, you're placing people, which I think a lot of businesses could do to remember from time to time. Get so focused on like the dollars and cents and what have you. What about on the other side of that conversation? So like I always like exactly what you're saying. Like if somebody hadn't seen them in a year, catch them at a conference or a phone call and they're like, oh, how's your daughter doing? Or, you know, she moved to Ohio, didn't she? And like remembering those details, like I'm not good at that, but it always impresses me when people can. Do you see like, is there a dark side to that? Like, you know, in terms of the data privacy element for talent, you'd be like, because now we can enable all these recruiters to have that level and depth of knowledge. Like what would be a response to that sort of a challenge?
That's a question which I keep hearing for the last 5 years. And I would say that before AI started being regulated, or before we even knew what social listening is, it was scarier, because recruiter was looking at your Instagram or Facebook, or how many college pictures on Facebook do you have that you would prefer not to even see?
Well, thankfully, I'm quite a bit older that Facebook did not exist back in my college years, but yes.
But you would relate, and I think we all heard about the stories when the candidate was rejected, or there was a bias because some recruiters saw a picture in bikini on a vacation on Instagram, and they decided not to proceed with this candidate. So it was actually all over in the news even 3 years ago. But now, and it was a case. So every recruiter was going and looking for social media. They were checking what have you been posting about, and they were making this biased decisions, and misconception was quite high because it was subjective, right? So how to interpret that you're writing a blog about, I don't know, bird watching, however you are a software developer, like how to interpret that, like are you just an introvert, or who you are, why are you doing the bird watching as a hobby? So now with the help of those AI tools, and especially those behavior traits and predictive analytics, demonstrating or connecting actually the professional set of skills with a personal set of skills, and all of those personality traits, it helps recruiters to actually make not less biased decisions. So PitchMe have never approached, or we have never worked even on the background check, or we have never had an element of writing a summary, or kind of like a decision on behalf of a recruiter. So we have never been doing this, and we would never be doing that in the future, because PitchMe wants to be completely unbiased tool. We want just to focus on the facts. We don't want to have this any subjective judgment involved. But AI really helps us to track people career trajectories, or connect the past with the possibilities in the future. We help our customers to actually motivate people and create the bespoke learning development plans based on their hobbies or based on their interests. So we have seen quite a lot of cases when the retention or the acceptance of the job by a candidate was greater than it was before, because it was complemented with a really clear motivation path, bespoke motivation or bespoke learning and development path by the employer, because they knew that they had interests like beyond their day-to-day job. So I think it has way more pros now than cons.
Yeah, and as you were talking, it almost, to me, like when you take all these elements together, we're providing data protection and verification for real humans without them even knowing it, because it's verified, it's secured. Nobody's embellishing to match a job description, or you have a lazy AI generator. I think I heard that
Yes.
lazy AI apply or something of that nature, where you can connect real humans with real data that's more impactful, that allows that personality to come out, which is, for me personally, that's important.